What is up, my friend? Copy Mentor Clay here, and in this video, I'm going to take you through exactly how I hire copywriters. In other words, the 4 boxes you must check to write for me or to be considered to write for my clients. Now, keep this in mind. If you don't know me, I used to hire, manage, and lead copywriters for a $4 billion business in Petco, as well as tons of other businesses, organizations, and entrepreneurs along the way. I'll also tell you this, I have my own business, Speakeasy Sales Copy, which you can check out, and I'm always looking for talent. I've been burned by freelancers more than a few times, not their fault, mine, for not being crystal clear on my criteria. So I put together this criteria, these 4 boxes, to get crystal clear on how I hire, and they're influenced and inspired by those businesses I've worked for. So this is how hundreds of copywriters have been hired across a variety of businesses, including mine. Box number 1, be humble. Okay, you have to absorb coaching like a sponge. No copy chief wants to work with a copywriter who's too confident for feedback, or who's resistant to feedback, or who takes feedback personally. Okay, we want people who absorb feedback and only get better. To do that, you need to be humble, no matter how good you are. Number 2, be hungry. So there's a quote, success loves speed. What I like to say is clients value speed, myself included, and hungry people work harder and faster. I joke, like if you're hungry, you already have a turkey leg up on your competition because let's be honest, there's a lot of lazy and lackadaisical freelancers out there who turn in work late and give us a bad rap. Okay, good clients, great clients, clients that pay well, want people who are hungry so they can continue to feed them work and they can count on them to get things done well and get things done fast. Speed matters. Number 3, be self-aware. So this is admittedly like the color purple. It's hard to articulate, but what I'll boil it down to is this. Self-aware people learn from their mistakes. As a copy chief, as a mentor, the last thing I want to do is repeat myself and give you the same feedback over and over again. I want people who are self-aware enough to learn from their mistakes, to learn from the one time something is mentioned, and to apply and get better from there. And I'll be honest, the number 1 writer on my roster right now, the guy who I send the most work to, does not have certifications, does not have much even like true copywriting experience, but his self-awareness is off the charts. I tell him something once and he gets it right. If he gets something wrong, he's the first to own up to it, and he gets it. Okay, he knows his strengths, he knows his weaknesses, and he's open about that. So to me, self-awareness is actually probably the most undervalued box, but it's huge. Okay, self-awareness matters, any business, any client. Number 4, I say last but not least, like I saved the best for last because this is the most important one. And frankly, if you're really high, if you have high levels of this next one, it can make up for lower levels of the other 3. But in my world, I want all 4. All 4 is the recipe for success. So the most important qualification for a copywriter to earn work with me and other clients, skill. Okay, skill. Now, I think it's easy to overlook this, but skill is not experience. Skill is not certifications. Skill is not coursework. Skill is not knowledge. Skill is skill. So I always say copywriting is a sport. Like you want to win clients, you want to win prospects and all of that. Like in sport, in any sport, skill is far more valuable than experience, certifications, etc. As you may know, I'm not one of those people who post jobs looking for, 5 years of experience and 25 certifications. No way. I honestly don't care if you have neither for the most part. What I care is that you have skill. That's why I look at your samples, not your resume. And that's why most good clients look at your samples, not your resume. They care about your writing skill more than anything else. It's the most valued trait and the most valuable trait. So remember that. Now let me also tell you this. The best thing about skill is that you can learn it and others can teach it. I don't know that I can teach anybody to be humble, hungry, and self-aware. Like I don't know how those are developed, but copywriting skill, I can teach and I do teach inside my Success Express copywriting mentorship. That's not a pitch. If you want to click below and check it out, go for it. But only if you're humble, hungry, and self-aware. So if you're a humble, hungry, and self-aware writer who wants to win more clients or write for me and my clients, then develop the skill in Success Express. If you're not, find other ways to develop skill. But what I'll tell you is this. You need personalized feedback from a trusted mentor or coach. That's the best way to develop skill. Okay, look at any sport. That's how they develop it. Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan had a shooting coach named Tim Grover. You can actually Google him. He's a famous motivational speaker and author now. I think his latest book was a New York Times bestseller, but that was his shooting coach. So his shooting coach helped him develop the skill to shoot. He wasn't born with that, okay? He was in the gym pouring sweat equity into becoming a better shooter under the guidance of a coach. And Michael Jordan's just one example. There's millions, but again, copywriting is a high-paid sport, okay? It is a high-paid sport, a well-paid sport. It is a sport. In sports, you need skill, okay, to be successful as a copywriter, to start winning more clients or better clients or your first clients. You need to develop the skill. So start getting feedback. Go beyond the big group courses that only give you generic feedback, if any feedback. All you're doing is learning. You're not applying and developing skill. Go beyond books, which again allow you to acquire knowledge, but do not allow you to acquire skill. And go beyond coursework, because most courses are not giving you feedback. And if they are, I do question who's giving you the feedback, okay? Sometimes you're getting contradictory feedback or generic feedback, maybe from a junior editor who's never been a copy chief or who's never worked for and served clients at this level. But again, if it's not me, get it from somebody else, because that matters. Skill matters more than anything else. When I'm hiring, humble, hungry, self-aware, and skill. Those are the keys. Talk soon.